What if snowflakes could gauge electrons? What if your skin could tell its age before wrinkles appear? What if fighting disease started when antibodies acted like architects, not just guards? Can a handheld gadget spot mastitis in milk before farmers even see the signs? This is This Week in India Science. I am Subhra Priyadarshini. A physicist at Nagaland University has shown that electrons can get trapped inside crystal patterns that look a lot like snowflakes. These fractal lattices behave in a way that defies what we would expect from disordered materials. Electrons, instead of scattering and escaping, stay confined, a phenomenon known as Anderson localization.
In this work, I've tried to take the clue from the nature. It's like building an electron cage out of snowflakes. The patterns of nature can now help us to control the quantum states for tomorrow's advanced technologies.
That's Biplab Pal, the scientist behind this discovery that could open doors to more stable quantum devices. And who knows, new ways of controlling energy and information at the nanoscale. There's more on this story on Nature India this week. Now, imagine a doctor being able to tell you that you're at risk of a disease before symptoms even appear. Researchers at the S.N. Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, Kolkata, have identified early warning signals in the form of metabolic changes that precede a range of illnesses.
We usually think of antibodies as a passive defenders. They stick to germs and wait for the immune system to finish the job. But what we discovered is that IgM antibody acts very differently. It actually works like a molecular scaffold. In simple terms, it mechanically stabilizes dangerous bacterial proteins so that they cannot change shape or cause harm. It's like turning an antibody into an engineer, one that locks dangerous proteins in place.
That's Subhashish Haldar, who, with his colleagues, investigated the interaction between IgM antibodies and protein L, a super antigen found on the surface of Finegoldia magna, a bacterium that causes toxic shock syndrome. Now, that work is a step toward proactive healthcare, catching the ripple before the wave, as it were. Read more about it on Nature India this week. Next up, skin might be the body's most visible storyteller of age. Wrinkles, thinning, loss of elasticity all reveal time's passage. But scientists at the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi have recreated aging skin in the lab. They have grown organoid models, tiny three-dimensional bits of skin tissue that mimic how skin ages. These lab-grown models let us study aging as it happens, cell by cell, a safe, controlled way to test how skin responds to stress, drugs, or even cosmetics. The work could speed up treatments for skin disorders, reduce animal testing, and even guide smarter anti-aging products. Read about it on Nature India this week. And finally, dairy on the front line. A team at the National Institute of Animal Biotechnology, Hyderabad, has built a pocket-sized, low-cost device called Quant-M that can spot mastitis in raw milk in about 10 minutes. Now, mastitis is a bacterial infection that spoils milk, reduces its shelf life, and harms animal health. The device uses iron oxide nanoparticles to make immune cells clump, then photographs these clumps and gives a rapid somatic cell count. Accuracy comparable to big lab machines, but for a fraction of the cost. Early detection means fewer blanket antibiotic treatments and a real chance to slow antimicrobial resistance.
We designed this study hoping to catch disease markers early, not when damage is done, but when changes are just beginning. Our findings suggest There are signals that show up far earlier than we expected, offering a chance to intervene sooner rather than later.
That was lead researcher Pankaj Suman. Read about this portable device on Nature India this week. From snowflake-shaped lattices confining electrons to antibodies moonlighting as architects, Science This Week reminds us that nature always hides more than one trick in the same hand. That's all for this episode of This Week in India Science. I'm Subhra Priyadarshini. Don't forget to follow and share this podcast. And join me next week when we'll uncover more stories at the frontiers of discovery.